Hey guys, welcome to Daniel Gian Talk, and today I'll be reviewing Kalank. Two things I need to get off my chest before I get started really quickly. First, this is a spoiler review, so if you have any curiosity to see this film without any spoilers, now's the time to turn this video off and then come back and watch it later. Two, for our new subscribers out there who may be not familiar with my style of anger review, well, buckle up and get ready because there's a big shitstorm coming. And that shitstorm's name is Kalank.
Oh my God! It's the
Let's start this review off with the compliment sandwich.
The compliment sandwich.
And for those who are unfamiliar with the compliment sandwich, you have your compliment, you have your negativity, and then you have another compliment. That way it's digestible. You can eat it up. Nom, 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 nom. Well, this sandwich will give you cancer, AIDS, diabetes, so buyer beware because this is a terrible, toxic compliment sandwich. Beautiful sets. Gian and I both agreed that it was extravagant. They literally constructed a whole town. My reservations about that though were that there needs to be a story taking place in front of these sets, otherwise the sets are just a big waste of money. And I was right, because there's no story taking place on these streets. You spent zero time on this fucking script. Zero, because this whole idea of Muslim versus Hindu and right at the perfect time in history, I mean, it's a recipe ripe for conflict, a recipe ripe for drama and all these things. And you got zero of that. You got no drama, you got no suspense, you got no character, and that was the biggest one. I hate fucking films that have zero character. I mean, I feel bad for the editor because the editor was probably given a whole bunch of bullshit to work with. But I mean, even still, some of those creative editing choices were awful. First of all, from a story point of view, the fact that you flash in between, like every 20 minutes you go flash forward to like Alia Bhatt later on in life as she's like narrating this. Why? Man, I'm just trying to just stay on topic here, but there's just so many things flooding my brain right now because my brain has been dead since I watched this movie. I mean, people out there are wondering like, Daniel, why haven't you released this review? I mean, the movie came out 2 days ago. I've been in a coma since then. I was able to wake up and now my neurons are starting to fire, all my brain cells are starting to fire back up, and all of this flood of negative emotions are just flowing through my body right now, and I'm just getting more and more angry because it's just so stupid. I mean, the whole last fucking train scene, are you goddamn kidding me? This train is like 10 miles long apparently because it was going on throughout the whole fucking thing. And they're just like, oh, I need to run to you, Alia Bhatt. Really? That's all? That was your only option? You couldn't get on any other fucking car on the train and hide and then find her after? Because at least you'd be going to the same fucking direction. But no, you gotta go and run to her. Oh, and then someone knocks you out. Oh, I gotta run again. Oh, and all this fake fucking bullshit drama that was never set up because you don't care for anything that's going on. I mean, the best part of the movie was dude gets shanked when the fucking his friend kills him. And he's like, ugh, and I'm like, yes, finally something interesting fucking happens. It only took fucking 2 hours and 37 minutes to get to that point, but Jesus, at least something fucking happened in the movie. Audio-wise, audio was awful. For a film of this budget, I think it was 80 crore film, maybe even more, having audio like this is pathetic. It's awful. It's disgusting. It's unacceptable. Someone tweeted me, and I'm not mad at you, but someone tweeted me saying, hey, maybe it was your theater. It wasn't. I do audio for a living. That's my job. That's how I pay my own bills. That's how I live my life outside of YouTube. So like this, for example, you know, this is my audio recorder. This is what I do use to record audio. Not that I need to prove to you guys anything, but I'm just letting you know that, like, I know a thing or two about this. And the audio I heard from the movie was absolutely atrocious. I mean, it honestly felt like the production team was like, I know what you can do. I have this mic. I have this shitty fucking camera mic that I bought on fucking Alibaba or some bullshit. Let's just throw it on our nice camera. It'll work just fine. And for those who know, this is just a shitty $50 US mic. The reason why they make things like this is so you can attach it to the top of your camera and it can give you better audio than the camera will itself. This is what we call a reference mic in the film industry. It's not really meant to be used for production. It's just used for reference. That way you can capture audio on the film set. That way when you're going to sync things up later, just in case the slate didn't work or anything else, you can match things up and kind of get a reference. Hence, reference mic. It honestly felt like this movie was shot with reference mics. My proof to my allegations is you can hear the hissing. You can hear where they literally had to cut out chunks, and you can, when it goes, and then they start talking, you can hear that. That's a sign of terrible, poor audio. The levels were all over the place. Sometimes they were really hot, sometimes they were low. The amount of crickets, and I'm about to do an example of what Kalank sounded like in my mind right now. So right now you're hearing some crickets. And normally they'd be mixed to this level. So imagine this is a film and you can barely hear the crickets right now. Okay, you can barely fucking hear them. But in Kalank, let's turn these bitches up. This is what they sounded like during Kalank. Are you annoyed yet? Because this is probably fucking pretty annoying. And if it's not, well, this is how I listen to things. And this is how I hear it. This is how I hear the movie. Because this was going on. During this trend, let's lower these back down. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, let's just take them out. Fucking credits. We don't need crickets. I can't even get mad at this movie anymore. I've reached my limit. Worst movie of 2019 by far. For sure, by far. And the audio is just the tip of the iceberg. Because we're not even talking about the bowl scene, which is ridiculous. I mean, it's the worst CGI ever. The underdevelopment of all of the characters and all of the interactions. When I think about what went on to make this movie, it kind of troubles me. Because you have great sets. You have actors who are quality actors and who can act. You know, Alia Bhatt is amazing. She's a genuinely talented actress. And to see her be relegated to these roles that are just so inconsequential and stupid is just annoying. After she moves to the city and she's with her other husband and she hears this woman singing and it's like, oh, cool. Because she wants to go to this part of town and be taught by her. We have one scene about that. She doesn't receive music lessons after that. The film just forgets about that because it says, you know what's more important than developing her character? Throwing in a fucking love story. It's just so many things that are brought up and then forgotten about. Brought up and then forgotten about. I want to write an article about this thing, but it became about the love story. Oh, I thought she was a writer. I mean, because she showed off this cool thing at the beginning when she's like, you should put soap products and then this and that. And it was like, oh, that kind of makes sense. That's smart. And then you don't see her do anything. The film didn't give a fuck about character development. The film didn't give a fuck about an overall narrative. Because sometimes people forget that this business is a business and you gotta make money. You gotta do what you gotta do. But you also need to read the script, which makes me think maybe there even wasn't a fucking script. I don't even know if there was one or if they just said, yeah, you guys, you should just do this. Just look sad. Just say a bunch of sad things and maybe you guys can throw together a story. I mean, the best way to describe this film is like this. There was about 20 minutes left in the film, and 2 or 3 people literally got up and walked out. They just walked out. I don't know if they knew that the movie was almost done, because I didn't, but they just said fuck it, and they just left. I watched the rest of the movie. As soon as the credits came up, I fucking got out and left. I wasn't going to wait for anything else. If there was going to be another song, another anything, I just fucking left. I could not wait for that moment to happen. And those people who left were coming out of the bathroom. So I'm like, oh shit, maybe they went to the bathroom. Oh man, they missed the movie. Lucky for them, they missed the movie, right? And the lady asked me, she's like, an Indian woman, by the way, is the movie over? Is the film over? And I said, yeah, it just ended right now. And she's like, oh, thank God. That was a shitty movie. Those were her words. Need I say more? Without a shadow of a doubt, the best part was the ending of the movie. And that'll complete this sandwich.
The compliment sandwich.
I'll never tell you guys not to watch a movie, but I'll tell you without a shadow of a doubt, I recommend avoiding this one. Do what you want. Definitely form your own opinion. But I would recommend avoiding this piece of shit. Your 3 hours spent doing anything else, literally anything else, is more valuable than spending 3 hours in the cinema watching this. You have the fucking Tamil film Super Deluxe doing amazing. You have Anadun, you have Socharia, you have these films that get zero fucking attention. And even the people who disregard those films because they love Bollywood films, they love mainstream films, they love films that maybe are not as artistic but are more about entertaining the audiences, and they're full of songs and full of energy and full of love stories and full of all of these things. Even those people would appreciate the art house films more than they would Kalank. That's how terrible Kalank is. But anyway, guys, that'll do it for this one. Let me know in the comments what you guys felt about it. Did you guys think it sucked? If it did, please let me know in the comments, because I'd like to hear what you guys thought of the film. I want to get feedback, what I said that was right, what I said that wasn't right, and I want to do a follow-up video to that. Not to defend myself, but just to continue the review a little bit, to go a little bit deeper. So if you guys have any other questions about this movie, please feel free to ask me them, and I'd love to address them and answer them, whether it's technical, you know, production stuff, or story-wise, or what did I think about this, or whatever. Oh, costume was great, by the way. I like the costumes. But anyway, guys, that'll do it. Thank you for watching this. Fuck this movie.